Chapter 47 Farm 2. Jiang Ran's curiosity grew stronger, and it seemed that others had also thought of something. The man beside the tattooed man asked, "What exactly is in the farm that we can't even touch? Is it more important than our lives?" Cheng Tao didn't answer this question directly, he just smiled and said, "Everything has a price tag, it depends on which one you're more willing to sacrifice." "What do you mean?" Cheng Tao's words were diplomatic. The tattooed man looked puzzled, obviously not fully comprehending, and the others also looked bewildered. Jiang Ran, however, understood the implied meaning. In the eyes of the wealthy or the safe zone inhabitants, the farm, its guards, and people like them all had their own values. Clearly, whatever was inside those greenhouses was of great value to the wealthy, something they couldn't easily abandon. On the other hand, their own value was much lower, not even comparable to the heavily armed loyal guards at the entrance. Therefore, the farm would rather sacrifice some of their value to send people like them to their deaths, rather than risk losing their guards. Cheng Tao continued, "All right, let's not waste time. Everyone choose weapons that suit you and try to complete the task before nightfall." The group quickly moved to the box and chose weapons that felt comfortable in their hands. Jiang Ran picked a dagger lightweight and easy to carry. After that, Cheng Tao led the group to the middle of the first row of greenhouses, specifically greenhouse number 4. Compared to the other greenhouses, there was an extended passage in front of greenhouse number 4, seemingly for disinfection purposes. Cheng Tao explained, "Once you pass through the decontamination passage, you'll enter the greenhouse area. The rewards are ready for your triumph. Wait and see. I'm always efficient, I'll be done quickly." Jing Wenbiao walked confidently into the decontamination passage, followed by Guo Yu and the tattooed man. Then came the young man who had argued with the tattooed man and the other 2 men. Finally, Jiang Ran's group entered. Rao Meng walked up to Jiang Ran and whispered, "Don't you find this farm a bit strange? It's been a while, and the vegetation inside might have grown wildly. Yet, the farm still doesn't want to use fire." At this point, Zhong Chang chimed in, "Let's be careful. If we're in danger, we need to cooperate." Fu Wenbo nodded. "Right, strength in numbers. As long as we work together, we'll definitely complete the task." The 2 men who had been arguing in the lounge also nodded along. Like Zhong Chang and Fu Wenbo, they were ordinary people trying their luck. They didn't have much confidence to begin with, and now they were even more alarmed. The situation was more serious than they had imagined, and to complete the task smoothly, they would need to rely on the more experienced taskers. Hearing their words, Jing Wenbiao scornfully curled his lips, and the tattooed man gave the others a cold glance. While Rao Meng wanted to team up with Jiang Ran, that didn't mean she wanted to bring along 4 deadweights. Jing Wenbiao's reluctance to form an alliance was clear, and the tattooed man's fiery temper and his recent argument made them unsuitable as teammates. Guo Yu was too withdrawn, so Jiang Ran, being a girl like them, was the best choice for a partner. Looking at the decontamination area ahead, Jiang Ran spoke, "Be careful. It might not be as simple as we think inside." As they entered the decontamination area, purple lights illuminated around them. Following the instructions, the group slowed down, raising their arms as they walked through the ultraviolet light zone. The gate to the greenhouse area slowly opened, and they entered smoothly. The gate closed behind them, and the group began to observe greenhouse number 4. From the outside, each greenhouse seemed spacious, but the feeling became even stronger once they were inside. "This greenhouse is really big. It must be at least 1,000 square meters. There are a total of 18 greenhouses, which is almost 20,000 square meters in total. My goodness, how long will it take to clear all of this? It's one thing to be in danger, but do we really have to do such hard labor? As the group discussed, Jing Wenbiao muttered, "Damn, why do I feel like the reward of 100 kilograms of food and 20,000 points is low?" The tattooed man added, "What else can we do? We're here now, we'll have to tough it out, even if it means pushing through." The young man who had argued with the tattooed man suddenly spoke up, "What's your plan? Are we going to clear each greenhouse one by one?" Jing Wenbiao shrugged. "Is there any other way? Let me tell you." While the group discussed, Jiang Ran observed the greenhouse. Looking over the bare ground and the devoured crops, she noticed surveillance cameras mounted on the greenhouse ceiling, their red dots indicating that they were being watched. The camera coverage overlapped extensively, leaving almost no blind spots within the greenhouse. This wasn't a good sign. Jiang Ran's purpose for being here wasn't to deal with these insects, it was to enter the firefly stone worm's nest to pick up stones. With 24/7 surveillance on the greenhouse roof, how could she pick up stones? She needed to find a way to get rid of these cameras and preferably cut off the greenhouse's power supply. Thinking this through, Jiang Ran's gaze shifted to the others around her. These people were already rife with conflicts, perhaps she could make use of that. While the others were still arguing, they couldn't come to a unified decision for now. The tattooed man loudly suggested, "There are 10 of us and 18 greenhouse areas. We can split the work evenly, each person handling 1.8 greenhouses." As soon as he said that, the 4 ordinary people panicked. They didn't have the ability to clear almost 2 greenhouse areas each. Naturally, Zhong Chang didn't agree either. As the oldest among the 10, he would be at high risk if he went solo. He coughed lightly and analyzed, "Won't it be too dangerous if we split up? Taskers may have great abilities, but with so many insects, once their energy is depleted and the insects aren't fully eliminated, we'll be in trouble." Although he was trying to refute the tattooed man, Zhong Chang's point was accurate. They had no idea about the conditions inside each greenhouse. If they were unlucky and ended up in a greenhouse swarming with insects, even if they were taskers, dealing with such large creatures wouldn't be easy. Fu Wenbo, quick-witted, added, "Moreover, we're in the first row in greenhouse number 4. The areas we can go to are only greenhouses number 3, number 5 on the sides, and greenhouse number 10 in the second row. In reality, we only have 3 choices, so splitting evenly isn't possible at all." Jing Wenbiao laughed, "Then we have to use my method, tackle each greenhouse one by one. We have no other choice." Jiang Ran agreed with Jing Wenbiao's proposal. They couldn't afford to split up now. If they did, how could they handle the situation or deal with the cameras and power supply? Seeing Jiang Ran's agreement, Rao Meng nodded. The 3 taskers didn't oppose the idea, either.